All right, you guys, here goes. Let's talk about, oh my goodness, where should I start? I'm going to do Bufo. I'm probably killing the name. It's either Bufo or Bufo, Bufo. And that is a frog that lives in the desert area, I believe, of Arizona and New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. And basically what happens is similar to Sapo, the frog is captured, and DMT, for this particular frog, the DMT substance is scraped from the skin, or actually they squeeze it out a little bit, and it comes out, and it's just squirts out, and they usually capture it on a glass. Vice has a really good video on it, and basically they save it, and it is smoked through a pipe. It is 5MEO DMT, and it is supposedly 4 to 5 times stronger than ayahuasca. My lovely mother, the mother. That journey was so amazing. It's difficult for me to put into words what the experience is, but what I will say is, do that only when you're absolutely ready, because the awakening is extreme, especially for people who are super sensitive. Being an empath that I am, and being spiritually open the way that I am, the experience was Amazeballs, to the extent that it took me a month to ground my energy back again to my body completely. Okay, so here goes. This experience it came about in an interesting way. So I'm a part of this group on Facebook, and I saw this post, and this lady was like, oh, you gotta try it 5MEO DMT, like, it's amazing. So I reached out to her, and I gave her a call, and she explained it to me, but she was like, it's just something that you have to experience, right? And so I started doing research on it, because you always have to research. So I started doing research on it to understand exactly what I was getting into. And of course, similar to Aya or Sapo, people are talking about, oh, you die, this and that, you feel like you're dying and this and that. So just the whole idea of dying again, that idea of issues dealing with the heart and everything, like people with heart issues can't take it, or you got to be really careful because it's super strong and all this and that. It kind of made me a little leery. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, And so one day I happened to be talking to someone on the phone, and I was talking to them about it, and Spirit said to me, it's time for you to do it. And I was like, okay. And then I got the message, you're going to do it this weekend. And I laughed, and I was like, So it just so happened that weekend I stole away. I just left town, just drove, took me a quick little one-day trip to Arkansas, and came back. So that was like 7 hours of driving. And then by that time, this guy I know had posted a video of him being there, having the experience, and I asked him about it. And he was like, oh, sister, it was great, like, you just got to try it type of situation. And so by that time it was Sunday. And so I did my day trip on Saturday. So it was Sunday, and I wound up messaging the lady, because by this time I'm thinking the shaman is gone. Like, they're gone back to Colombia, wherever they come from. And I was just thinking, like, it was just going to be impossible for me to do this. So I was like trying to question, like, I have some more questions about it, and when you have some time, then reach out to me. She wound up messaging me saying, oh yeah, just come and you can either come and experience it or come and watch. And I'm like, really? So this is Sunday, and I'm looking at my clock and where they're located. I was like, well, it's like a 3-hour drive. Are you guys still going to be doing this? She was like, I don't know, maybe you better not chance it, but how about tomorrow? Guess who made the drive? This girl right here made that drive. Oh my God. So I'm like hauling ass trying to get to this place because, you know, she told me, oh, you know, we should be still doing it around 1. Well, it just so happened I'm like hauling ass trying to get there, and they had just started when I got there. So anyway, divine timing, it all worked out. I got there in time, and it was just quiet. So we're outside on this land. I'm watching other people have their experience. I'm sitting there just trying to chill and ground my energy and everything. And then my turn came. So what was really cool is that what I could appreciate is that the shamans that we were working with there were like the real deal to me. Okay? It's a difference from dealing with a facilitator who works with the plant medicines than dealing with a shaman. This man, it was 2 men, but the lead in particular, I watched him work with each individual, giving them what they needed. Extremely attentive, and it resonated with me like big time after having the crazy experiences that I've had, which would have to be on another video, the tales that I have concerning my recent journeys and everything, and dealing with the people and everything. I'm telling you guys, side note, in America, you really got to be careful who you're dealing with when you're dealing with Aya. I'm just going to tell you straight out. We'll get back to that in another video. Back to Bufo. My turn came. He had these, so before you do this, you set an intention, right? And he had these laminated sheets of paper that I thought were probably the same thing. He just had extra copies, right? For different, because it was multiple people. No, he chose the intention that was perfect for you, which in that turn, it was perfect for me, right? As I read the intention, it had everything in there that I needed for me. It was like I was talking about myself, and that he knew the perfect thing to give me to say as far as where I was or am, on my journey. As a matter of fact, just to let you know, I did this year, 2018, okay? I read the intention, and they taught me to breathe. This is the thing. I'm not a smoker. So he was like, take deep breaths. So mind you, he's speaking to me in Spanish. And for some reason, people always speak to me in Spanish as if I understand it. And spiritually, my guides wind up telling me, you do understand it. You just have to allow yourself to, like, this language. But anyway, you take deep breaths, right? So you breathe deep. And you want to breathe. What's crazy, you breathe into your stomach and into your lungs to get the deepest breath possible, yes? So you hold the pipe like this. So the pipe is in your hands, and you go, and you inhale for a count of 10. Oh my God. The first time that I did it, so I'm sitting there, I did all this practice breath, just practicing while he's preparing the pipe and putting the 5MEO in there. And I'm like, doing all this practicing. And it turns out that when I finally inhaled it, I inhaled it so fast that I started just coughing immediately. But the crazy thing is that everything started vibrating immediately around me. So I grabbed him like, oh my God, like it's happening already. And they were like, no, like, wait. Okay, we're going to do it again. I am so proud of myself because I took a really deep breath, breathed it in, and I held it for 10 counts, and then I fell back, laid back onto a mat. So you're on the mat. I'm not just hitting my head or anything, so I laid back on the mat. Right before that, I closed my eyes and I saw these geometric shapes. So just a picture like a wall in front of me, yes? And it's just full of geometric shapes. It's not a hard wall. It's more like, I'm just calling it a wall because it's like a rectangle and it's right in front of me. But the same thing that I saw when I closed my eyes is the same thing I saw with my eyes open. And so then I laid back And I just started moving through all these through all these different walls, right? Of geometric shapes. And then it's like I took off, because you know you leave your body, right? The whole thing about this is that people get scared because you leave your body. You leave your body. And so I'm just traveling. And I'm traveling through space. And so I get to this point where everything turns into energy particles just all around me. And then it's like it goes in and just like exploded into light. I went home. I went back to source energy. And my consciousness expanded in every possible direction. Can you imagine that? It's hard to imagine. I know it is. But I'm telling you, in every possible direction, my being connected with all that is, was, and ever will be. I was home. I was one with source energy. And in that time, I learned that we are all connected, all of us, a part of this one thing. Now, the interesting thing is that we hear people say that all the time, oh, we're one, we're all one. But to actually experience it is another deal. To know that you're connected. So I want you to understand that I was really fearful of doing this medicine. I was afraid. I was really scared of it. And to do this was me going deeper than I ever have, because this is a very fast journey. It's minutes. My whole process from the time I inhaled to the time that I left and came back was 15 minutes. Some people last longer, some people shorter. But the depth of this is because you leave your body and you go home. Now, not only did I go home, it almost brings me to tears right now because it's so amazing. My spirit posse, and so when I talk about my spirit posse, that's like my guides. I have a whole group of guides that work with me. It's my ancestors. It's my spirit family. It's all of the beings that work with me that are cheering me on. They cheered me on. They loved on me for this long and said, it's time to go back. So, oh my God. I went, came back to earth and popped up. Woo! I said, I came back. I'm back, y'all. Like that. I'm like really loud. I'm back, y'all, screaming and everything. I'm like, I did it. I surrendered. This is a big deal because in any of these medicines that you work with, in order to get the full impact, you have to trust the medicine and completely surrender. Surrender is the key word to life in general. A lot of times, a lot of what we're going through is only because we haven't surrendered. I promise you. It's like when you're fighting, you feel, a lot of people will say, I gotta fight for this. I gotta fight for that. I'm always fighting, like fighting to make it. Words have power. And as long as you say fight, you will be fighting. It's going against the energy. So let's say, I surrendered. I came back. I cried. I screamed, thank you, God. Thank you, Creator. And everything around me, I had to take it in and look at it and appreciate it, because this life is this long. We think it's a long time, but in the realm of things, it's this quick. And we put so much emphasis in the difficulties of life, and we're really meant to enjoy this experience. Mind you, we come here to learn. We set up our life paths, and it's already planned out. So if it's already planned out, what's your purpose? Your purpose is to make the choices to get you where you decided you wanted to go and experience what you wanted to experience. After I did this, I came back. I started channeling for a few people, gave some messages, put my hand in the earth, my head in the earth. What was most beautiful to me is that my journey has not been easy, and most anything, people that I have loved have left my life, which is okay. I'm cool with it. Now I am. Because they couldn't understand me. The gift that I received that day, the other gift, was that one of the shamans, he channeled for me and confirmed my purpose, my path, and everything that I was doing, and told me I was doing the right thing. That was a gift. After that, oh my God, I stayed for a little while, but I had to get back on the road. I had work to do the next day. And I came home, but on my way driving home, I probably looked like a crazy woman, because in one moment I was screaming and saying, "Thank you, God." And in the next breath, I was cracking up laughing. And in the next one, I'm just boo-hooing, crying. And I'm looking at people and their behaviors and how they're driving and just how this whole earth operates and just everything. And just I was laughing so hard. And it's still funny to me today about the stuff that we get upset over. And this is good for me, because it's a reminder, because part of me has fallen back into this earthly realm so tough that, yeah, this is a good check for me right now. Now, after that, I dreamed a lot. And in my dreams are not simple dreams. I travel in my dreams. I get taught in what would be my dream state, because a lot of times I'm in what I call limbo, which is this half sleep, half awake state, where basically I'm just getting downloads of information I'm being taught. And then from that point, this went on for almost a whole month, that it was difficult for me to rest, because I was getting so much information. I was being taught so much. And from that point, all I can say is that it's been amazing. The greatest gift that I received from that is understanding, no, not understanding, experiencing the connectedness, the fact that we really are all one being. If you looked at let's say the creator, the essence of the one thing that all of us come from, everything in existence comes from. If you look at it as if it was a human body and we were all cells, that means we all have something to do, we have something to give, and we have something to contribute to the whole operation of the body. Yes? That's what we're like. But we're all a part of that one body, right? That's what we're like. This journey is absolutely amazing. And it was so funny, because prior to that I came back, when I popped back up, I was like, we're a bunch of misfits. I was like, we've done this so many times. Earth is really like a playground for us. We come here to experience human emotion, to understand the human experience of love. Because love really is the answer to all things, to everything. And if we operate individually by putting love first, you can't go wrong, my love. You can never go wrong when you put love first. Put love right in front of you in all your actions, and life will become lighter. It will become easier. It's not going to be perfect because you still got to get your lessons, but it will be different. I just have to tell you that that experience was absolutely amazing. The challenge that happens is after the experience, if you're really open, is grounding your energy back, because no matter what I did walking outside or whatever else, and it's probably because of my sensitivity to spirit, the spirit realm, because I walk between the worlds just daily now, which is why it was probably a little bit more difficult for me to come back. So coming back all the way. The other thing is that for some people it can possibly be scary because you really are open. And so things may happen to you that you may not understand. So that's where it's really important that whatever facilitator, whoever you're dealing with, that you have someone that you can actually talk to about it. Critical. Because this medicine, look, is way different than ayahuasca. It's not even a comparison. It's like Mother takes her time with you and takes you on this journey, like this slow journey over several hours. This is bam, bam, just like that. And you really do get it just like that. But again, every journey is different, so you still can't compare yours to mine. What is it that I want to tell you guys? It's something really important. I can't think of it at the moment. If I figure it out, then I'll probably type it in the comments. I'm just going to say that this medicine is absolutely no joke. It is not to be played with. It is not something that you use to just be like, oh, I'm gonna do that, just to be trying something. It is an extreme spiritual journey. It is an extreme connection that you make. It is, all of it about it is extreme. Look, I tell anybody that I talk to about it, I kind of warn them, be very careful, because it opens you up. But I'm going to tell you, it's such a gift to understand who you are, the essence of who you are, because it frees you. If you want to do that, if you want to get rid of fear, yes, then this is definitely something that you do. It's different in the sense that if you want to look at Mother and look at Bufo, I got to get the right pronunciation of that. This one, what Mother does for you, she takes the time to peel back the earthly layers, the earthly experiences, everything that you've been through here on earth, in order for you to heal here on earth, yes, in whatever your experiences are. This 5MEO DMT makes you remember who you are. Once you remember who you are, then this life should become easier for you. But what I did see, and because I did wind up channeling for people that were there, they had experienced, some of them had experienced the medicine before. But what is interesting is that even though they had experienced 5MEO DMT, they still were holding on to their earthly pains. Okay? So all of this is a process, and I would say tread lightly and treat every medicine with respect, because they ain't no joke, man. I'm just gonna tell you, it's no joke. And especially if you're an empath, if you're really open and you feel, look, be sure that you're ready. I'm telling you, it was amazing, but the journey to ground my energy back, that was no joke. It was kind of almost scary, because you know what? It's kind of like, for me, Like now, like I won't go back and do that. Like I'm not in a hurry to do it. One, because I know that the gift that I was given of understanding who I am, that was amazing. That was like all I needed. I'm good. I went home. I got to see my peeps. Everything came back. I'm good. But the other thing is that it just leaves you so dang on open. Like I kept feeling like, and still now, it gives you this yearning of like wanting to go home. Like for me, like it's kind of like when I was driving home, I was like, I don't want to go. I want to go back. I want to go back home. Like I just want to go back home. And so that's a concern for me, because sometimes it's kind of hard for me to come back here when I'm traveling in the spirit realm. So if you're one of these people that travels like that, just be aware that you're going to be like in between worlds for a little while. Possibly. I can't, say it's a definite. This is my experience. But just being in between, for me, I was in between. So tough, like literally I would wake up and I would just be doing randoms. Well, I wouldn't even be woke. I would be conscious of my body, but I would be moving and doing things, but it was like I was in another world though. And the experiences were just amazing. I would feel myself leave my body still, and this is afterwards. Like this is like during that month of me trying to get back grounded. I would feel myself leaving my body, and I would have to tell myself come back, and things like that. So be careful in your choosing, and make sure you have a support system in place if you choose to do this medicine. Make sure you understand how to ground your energy, and journal. Videotape. I actually have a video of me at the ceremony, but I'm telling you, I acted a complete fool there. Like, oh, what? Just, woo! Tripping and stuff. Even took some video on my drive home, but it's so space cadet-y that I'd rather just share this one. So anyway, lots of love, you guys. Thank you guys for watching the videos and everything. And if you have any questions, post them below. You can always find me on Facebook at Kijana Martin CO. Kijana Martin like company is my Facebook page. All right. Love and light.